Hello everyone, our group is Group 10. Our group topic is Young Volunteer Icon in Other Countries. We have 7 group members, Ariel, Wu Meiwei, Ma Yinshuang, Gao Tianci, Yang Chenxu, Hafina, and me. So let me first describe the process of our team doing this project and the assessment of tasks. First, we discussed and determined each part of our speech. Then, 5 team members searched for relevant material and write them into documents. Then Wu Meiwei slow them out, complete the slides shown now. And then everyone chose their own parts to record the video. Finally, I will edit and integrate into a video for everyone. So everyone in our group is an indispensable part of the video you haven't seen now. Therefore, Ma Yinshuang will introduce what is volunteer icon.
What is Young Volunteer Icon? First, we have to know what is volunteer. Volunteers their time and energy for free. People who improve social service and promote social progress. There are 4 characteristics of volunteer work. Voluntary, non-competition, public welfare organization. Volunteering is not just for the rich, it's for people with plenty of free time. In fact, everyone can be a volunteer. What is Young Volunteer? The work done by young volunteers is similar to that of ordinary volunteers. It's kept that young volunteers are all young people and can do more than other volunteers. Then what is Young Volunteer Icon? Young Volunteers Icon through their young volunteer action to help members of society with special difficulties, promote the establishment and improvement of the social society system. It is committed to eradicating poverty and backwardness, reducing public pollution and environment pollution, popularizing scientific and cultural knowledge, and promoting coordinated economic and social development and all-round progress, to establish friendly interpersonal relations and good social ethics, promote the construction of spiritual civilization, social public welfare undertaking based on social control and young capability. They are even the organizers or initiators of volunteer activities. They have been active in all kinds of volunteer activities. They have organized a lot of volunteer activities and publicized them to call people to participate in them.
What makes someone to be an icon? The United Nations defines volunteers as activists who voluntarily perform social public interest service without gaining any benefits, money, or fame. Specifically, they are able to take the initiative to assume social responsibilities without receiving remuneration, without receiving any material rewards. Personal time and people who are happy to help others. To become volunteers, we need to meet the following conditions. The first one is voluntary. That's to choose subjectively and consciously without compulsion. The second is not a material reward. Thus, the motivation is not to pursue material rewards, but it doesn't deny that certain material conditions are required to carry out voluntary service. The third is serves social welfare undertaking. That's the content of the service should be the public interest of the public and the interest of the disadvantaged groups, not the interest of small groups or not difficult groups in society. The last one is to devote oneself to the best of its ability. People who donate their time, energy, intelligence, and experience are volunteers. And those who do not blood, bone marrow, and donations voluntarily are also volunteers.
The person I introduced is Shen Dongjing. He born in 1991. In 2014, he went to Ganzhou for flood relief and distributed $150,000 in relief supplies to Fuzhou, Ganzhou, and other places. And in 2015, he initiated a public project, sent reading glasses to the mountain, which raised $33,000 in 3 days and gave free reading glasses to 10,000 poor elderly people. In 2016, he initiated the Everyone Has a House to Live In. The project to today, he has built 30 houses for the homeless. In 2017, he initiated the One Life Boys, One Family with the Jiangxi charity organization. In the same month, he raised 20,000 life boys and sent over 20 waterfront residents with drowning prevention safety equipment. And in 2018, he served as a social work teacher in Jiangxi Science and Technology Normal University, taught and lectured for nearly 300 volunteer hours, popularized nearly 1,000 students. He not only made a great contribution but also become an idol of the many young volunteers in China and an icon of the young volunteers.
The next one is a young volunteer icon in Indonesia. His name is Widarmika Agung, a founder of the largest and most successful volunteerism community called Indo Relawan. This community was founded back in 2012 with a mission to collaborate with all the volunteers in Indonesia, in a hope to make it easier to do such volunteer activities in the future. With over 5,000 activities had successfully been done by Indo Relawan, all these volunteer activities won't be possible if not by the help of other 150,000 volunteers all around Indonesia. Indo Relawan has also accomplished to cooperate with more than 3,000 volunteerism organizations in Indonesia.
Conclusion. Young volunteer icons can be interpreted as young people who are actively involved in volunteer work with impressive acts that render them to stand out because of their positive impacts on others. Each country usually has its young volunteer icon like the ones we mentioned earlier, Shen Dongjing in China and Widarmika Agung in Indonesia. They willingly spend their time and energy to improve social services and labor for the community service without expecting something in return. Other than that, they are also aware of the conditions that they need to acknowledge. When we talk about volunteer work, it is regarding society and yourself. The personalized and humanized voluntary service characteristics can effectively shorten the spiritual distance between individuals, decrease the sense of alienation, and play a positive role in social contradictions and promoting social stability.
So that's all for our presentation. Thank you for watching.